How's it going, my friends? Back with another episode for you guys today. I want to start this off by just giving a shout out. We had 3 new Patreon subscribers. We had Elmer, thank you, Chris Bentz Photography, and Odell618 Photography. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated, guys. So today's video is going to be geared towards a response to some brides. 2 brides this year have asked us for raw photos, and I know that there's a lot of people on here that are in the early stages of their businesses, and I wanted to talk about why we do not give away raw photos. Okay, we have 5 reasons why we don't. I've boiled this down to 5 reasons. I think they're all super important, and I think that everybody needs to have conversations with their brides and grooms, couples, whatever, before the weddings, even sometimes before they book, if these questions come up. Now, I know it's kind of maybe controversial. I don't see any good reason to give a client raw files. If somebody out there is watching this and you give your clients raw files, please let me know why, because I literally don't see, other than just placating a customer and just getting them to stop asking you, I don't see why there's a good reason to give out raw files. So it starts off with number 1. This is very important. I wrote them down over here so I can get my thoughts straight. Basically, it's not a finished product. Okay, I don't know why most photographers realize this, but there are some that think you have to get it 100% perfectly right in camera. And yeah, that's the goal, I guess. That's what you're striving towards. The less editing, the better. But in my experience, maybe I just am not a great photographer. I don't, whatever. But there's always some editing that needs to happen. Okay, light changes, weather changes. Expressions change, there could be a bug that lands on your face. I mean, who knows? There's all different types of things, and all my raw files, I look at them as just pieces of a bigger puzzle. They're not finished. There needs to be some correction. They're never 100%, and I like to have tight quality control over my images. What I look at as a whole wedding, when we shoot it, there's thousands of images that come back. They all go onto our hard drives, and when we're going through them, we're picking out pieces of a puzzle. The actual final delivery, that wedding gallery that they get, is the final product. That's what they're getting. The individual photos are just pieces that make up that. So, it's not a finished product. You need to take them from the raw image. You need to process them. You need, if anything over 1600 ISO, we put noise reduction on. It's just a whole process of getting it, from the raw file to the last final image that they see, and it's not finished when you get it as a raw file. It's just not. It needs to be corrected. Number 2 is, a lot of times I underexpose my images on purpose because I want to preserve detail. I know that you guys as photographers probably know this, but the new guys, a lot of times, instead of overexposing, you want to underexpose in certain situations so you can bring up the shadows and retain details. If you overexpose something, you blow something out like crazy, it's way harder to recover those details than if you underexpose it. You have more dynamic range in these cameras nowadays, so if you underexpose a little bit, a lot of times you can bring the rest of the shadows up, get a great clean image, and still preserve all those details. We do this a lot. A lot of times we do underexpose on purpose. So imagine me delivering a whole file of raw photos to a customer, and they're seeing like everything's dark, and it's like, what the hell, this doesn't look right. Obviously it was done like that on purpose. As you get better at photography, you're going to realize, hey, I want to overexpose here, I want to underexpose here, I want to shoot in this weird light because I know what I'm going to do with it in post. So obviously customers aren't going to understand that. Number 3, skin tones need to be corrected a lot. I mean, I can't tell you how many different lighting situations we face from the beginning of a wedding to the end. And the light changes all throughout the day. You're using different artificial lights in different venues at different locations all throughout the day, using different natural light at different points of the day. It's just all different. And if things are underexposed or overexposed, depending on, for these weddings we have in the wintertime, a lot of times people's faces can be super red. You just have to correct that stuff if you want it to look, really pleasing and good. A lot of times the natural skin tones don't look perfect right out of camera, and you need to go into them and actually do some more work. And I promise you, brides and grooms, they're not going to like that. If you have skin tones that need to be corrected and they're not going to like that stuff anyways. Number 4 is and a lot of photographers don't want to talk about this, but hey, I will. Majority of the photos we shoot are not keepers, okay? We're not, I mean, the majority of the photos that we shoot are not keepers, okay? From probably a full wedding, we shoot like 4,500 photos, and from that we extract like 550 to 750 of the deliverable, really good quality images that we end up giving to the client. I mean, what's the ratio of that? There's a lot of photos that aren't keepers, just straight up. And so if you deliver a whole huge file of all these raw files to a client, you're going to get ones that are, crazy weird expressions, double chins, people eyes closed, people looking off to the side. I mean, all different types of things, especially with digital cameras now. I mean, it's not the film days where like every single shot is completely 100% intentional. With digital, it affords us the right to be able to just kind of like be liberal with how we're shooting and just be like, okay, I think something's developing over there, I'm gonna go shoot it until maybe something happens. It was harder with film. You couldn't really do that because everything had to be intentional, because every single shot costs you a lot of money. With digital, it's just every single shot costs you a little bit of time. So we shoot a lot of stuff that we're seeing develop that might turn into a great 2 or 3 images, but we shoot 50 just to try and get the whole scene so we can work with things. And it ends up being total crap. It just depends on what happens during the day. But if you shoot a lot, you're going to have the majority of your photos not keepers, especially when it comes to weddings. You only want to deliver the best quality stuff that makes the customer look good, that makes them look, exactly how they want to look. The light's right, the skin tones are right, everybody's expressions look good. Those are the deliverable images. Number 5, and this is really the most important, is you're putting somebody else in charge of your marketing, okay? Like, if you deliver a bunch of raw images and, they by chance know how to convert the raw images to like JPEGs or whatever, and they do all your editing for you, then they're going to be posting stuff online and telling people who shot the photos, and you're not in control of your marketing. That's the thing, guys, is this is our marketing. When we deliver a photo album and it goes out to a client, once they start sharing it with other people, that's marketing. They're marketing for us. So if you deliver raw images, they do their own post-processing. They change the sky or we had well, I'm not even going to go into it, but we've had some clients do some crazy stuff with editing. And people are looking at it like, wow, who took that shitty photo? You know what I mean? It's your marketing and your name for it. And even if you tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to deliver these raw photos for you, but just don't mention my name on anything. Well, that's a customer, and all those people that they're gonna show those images to, you just lost all those images because they're not going to be able to say who made them. So you lost all those, maybe potential would-be clients if you're saying don't put my name on those. So it's like you're putting somebody else in charge of your marketing by either saying don't put my name on this, and then they can't show it to anybody, or they can't tell anybody who shot them, or you let them put your name on it, and then you're just letting them control what that final output looks like. Absolutely bad idea, guys. So, I mean, like I said, those are my 5 reasons. We never give raw photos to clients, even if they ask for them. We had 2 brides this year that have asked for raw files, and we just shut it down. Absolutely not. We don't deliver raw files. Your final gallery is what you get. If there's certain tweaks or changes, you have a photo in color, you want black and white, or vice versa, we can go in and make a few changes. But the raw files are not. They are not deliverable to customers under any circumstances. So we just tell them straight up no. And this is a good conversation to have up front, even before they hire you. We just booked somebody last week that had asked about that. They're like, we don't really want editing. They didn't know that they actually do want editing, but they thought that they didn't. But we explained to them, if you want raw files, we are not the people to hire for your wedding, because we will not give those. We do post-process every single image that we deliver. We correct certain things, but we will not deliver raw files. So I would appreciate some feedback. If you guys do deliver raw files to the customers, let me know exactly why, because I can't see any good reason, to be honest. So hopefully this helped you guys, and until the next video, my friends.